Hello, my name is Leila Pinkert. This is a video presentation on current leadership trends. My leadership trend topic is integrity. The information which I'm about to share with you was retrieved online from peoplesmind.com. The title of my article is Leading with Integrity. Now, for many years, business thinkers have told senior executives that acting with integrity will help to make them more effective leaders. Indeed, when you read what well regarded authors such as Stephen Covey have to say about the importance of integrity, usually synonymous with honesty, for good leadership, the argument seems pervasively obvious. Leadership is often defined as getting other people to do what you want. Using this definition is no wonder that many people revert to using underhanded tactics to try to trick their followers into doing what they want. This is a shortcut to leadership and it doesn't result in long-term value. It is this type of leadership by trickery that makes people automatically suspicious of their leaders. Now, if you want to develop a long-term foundation for leadership, these type of shortcut tricks will only prevent you from achieving your goals. Once some of your followers realize that they have been tricked, you will lose any credibility you started with. If you want a solid leadership foundation, you must take the long view and consider how every action will impact your ability to lead further down the road. To build trust with followers, you must first act with integrity. Trust is an inherent part of leadership. Team members have to trust that their leadership is serving everyone's best interest, and likewise, leadership has to trust that team members are fulfilling their responsibilities. It is, therefore, imperative that leaders lead with integrity, honesty, and values. By taking on this role, leaders invoke trust and respect from their team. The mastery of integrity comes down to three basic things: doing the things you have said you would do, being authentic with yourself, and also being authentic with others. Leading with integrity means doing what you say you will do. Many leaders get themselves into trouble by making commitments off the cuff and then not following through on those commitments. If you are careful what you say, you will increase your integrity with your followers simply because you won't have to back out of commitments you made without thinking. When you do make commitments, make sure that they are tied to realistic time frames. For example, if you tell someone you're going to give them a raise next year, you're making a commitment with many factors you can't control. Sometimes saying that you will give them a raise when sales reach $1 million will be a better commitment because it's tied to a goal that will enable you to give that raise. A commitment is anything you agree to do or that you have agreed not to do. You build trust and respect with your team and peers if you keep your commitments. In fact, keeping your commitments is so essential to building trust. You should always try to go out of your way to keep the commitments you make. Now, in a perfect world, we would never have to break a commitment. Sometimes leading with integrity means going through with something to keep your word even when you would rather not do so. Not keeping your word will often hurt you much more than any inconvenience that is caused by keeping your word. If you ever have to go back on a promise, don't hide it under the rug. First, take the time to apologize to the people you have made the promise to. Next, try to come up with some way to work things out, even if you can't make the original commitment. Now, authenticity. How does one maintain authenticity? In a word, self-awareness. You must know what you want out of life, who you are, what you feel, what your positive characteristics are, and your negative qualities. You can't be true to yourself as a supervisor or a leader if you don't even have a clear sense of who you are as a person. It is also important to be able to accept feedback about your behaviors and actions. You can learn a whole lot about how you are perceived in the world by listening to their feedback, whether it's positive or negative. Lastly, by behaving consistently with your values, you will reinforce their importance and impact on yourself. This way, you do not lose sight of what really is important to you. Another important part of leading with integrity is delegating responsibility. Many leaders fail by delegating responsibility and then taking back over when their delegate does something they don't want. When you delegate, you need to be willing to part with that responsibility. If your delegate does something differently than you need to support their decision. Now, that doesn't mean you can't steer them in a different direction, but always support their decision whenever possible. If you delegate responsibility and then pull it back, you would demotivate your followers and make it difficult to delegate other items in the future. In summary, leading with integrity is avoiding the shortcuts that many leaders take. By avoiding shortcuts, you can build a strong foundation that will amplify your leadership skills as you develop trust with your team. Thank you.